Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 5. My name is jfavignano, and today we're looking at the DC-9-15 series. It's called the Dash 10, actually. It's like a DC-9-10 or a 15. Aero California out of the, this was in the 80s that they actually flew this livery. We're here at Los Santos International Airport, and as you can see, we're in the DC-9. Very beautiful model by Bushido. Again, same guy who did the 727 that's back there, and that 777 over there. 777, as they say. I put the FOV mod in and changed it to 65, so it seems to be really, really good. You'll see here in the inside of the airplane, it looks pretty darn good, and it looks like a DC-9 model. The yokes don't move, which is okay. And there's not one for us, but that's good because it usually blocks visibility in the real airplane. So we won't have working, things, but that's okay. I think we can handle it from there. So the number one thing with this airplane is you have to get into it with the trainer. You can't just spawn it in and then, or you can't just go up to it and get into it like a car. It doesn't work that way. So I have the engines shut off right now, but we are going to start the engines. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Fire those engines up. And we'll taxi out of here. And I chose that it's going to be a cloudy day today. Usually we do nice, beautiful weather, and today we're just going to do cloudy weather. And also, a lot of you guys wanted to see nighttime, so we will actually do that a little later on. Looks like this airplane's having some alpha issues. If you have this mod and you have the problem with alphas, like, being extremely shiny, especially at the wheels and stuff, you can go into the vehicle options in your trainer, and you can go to the set vehicle alpha stage. So you can set it to like whatever you want and then hit 5 and you'll turn it on or off. Actually, that's way too high. Let's see if we can change this. All right, I'm pretty happy with this setting. Which one did I end up going with? I went with the vehicle alpha of 255, if you're wondering. And let's see if the landing lights work. No, it has no landing lights on it. No lights that come on, but that's okay. It isn't nighttime yet, so we can't completely rule it out. We'll watch over there on the left here on 1-2 right. We'll take the runway. Hopefully we don't get run over by a 777 landing. A little sluggish on the turn radius, but it's using the handling of the Shamals, or of the Luxor, I'm sorry. And let's get going. 80 knots, cross check. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. There she goes, and we are on out of here. Very nice handling airplane because it's using the Luxor's handling. And we're going to be using the mini-map on this time. We're following a 777 on the way out of here. Using the mini-map on mainly so we can have some sort of information as far as our instruments in case we get in some clouds or something. Okay, watching for traffic here. Again, a TCAS would be pretty awesome to have, but that's okay. Really, really liking the interior of this. This is by far my favorite airplane to fly. My favorite mod so far as airplanes go. We'll turn out here. We're over the La Mesa back that way, and this is the Palomino Highlands we're flying over. We're watching where that 777 is going right there, and we'll head over to Sandy Shores. I figure we do a late afternoon flight, and then we'll check out the nighttime stuff. We gotta watch for airplanes visually because we have no idea where they're at. And there they are. Somebody asked what these white things that come off the wings are, and that is nothing but wingtip vortices. It does that in real life, but it doesn't do that often. Only when, like, if we make an abrupt change, it should do that. But all you gotta do is just pull your power back to idle, and they should go away, but they don't seem like they do much here. All right, cool. This thing flies like a dream, guys. Look how beautiful it is up here today as we head to Sandy Shores. Again, I knew it was going to be overcast, so that's why I chose to keep the minimap on. Kind of gives you a kind of an idea of where you're located. Kind of how instruments would give you in the real airplane. Let's keep flying up to a higher altitude here. I do want to get up to its service ceiling, make sure it doesn't flutter or move about or act randomly weird. So I did change out the mod. A lot of you guys told me that the ability wasn't up so much, so that's why I was getting all that random crappy turbulence. And you were right. I changed to Trevor and then to the pilot, and that fixed the issue completely. So thank you guys for those suggestions. What a beautiful airplane this thing is. Oh, look at that. There's a 777 out there on our left, headed into Los Santos. So we're over the Alamo Sea now. We're going to start our left turn. We'll watch out for Chiliad. I know it's down there, and we're going to start our descent. We're going to do the visual approach, which I called the Zancudo 1. And it's a river visual approach, so we got to turn here. We'll start our descent, and we're going to watch out for the airspace of Zancudo. We'll kind of cut before then, and we'll follow the Zancudo River down. So right now, as you can see, there it is. We'll start our right turn now, and we'll follow Raton Canyon, which is going to be below us. And just watch out for Zancudo's airspace, essentially. We know where it's at, based off of that information right there on the map. That's why we're using it. And we'll continue our descent towards Sandy Shores. Okay, we got a visual on Paleto down there. That's, or not Paleto, I'm sorry. That's North Chumash area, I think. Because I got a visual on Zancudo over there on our left, is what I meant to say. I don't know why I called Zancudo, Fort Zancudo Paleto, but I did. And we'll continue our descent now, maintaining clear of their airspace, and we're going to do the visual approach to the eastern runways in Sandy Shores by using the river. Since it is overcast, we can still do a visual approach. There's Los Santos way over there on the left. And just how cool is this? I'm having such a blast with these mods. And this, and being Trevor, like, the random turbulence is so amazingly gone. It's amazing. I forgot all about that, so thank you guys so much for reminding me. Okay, keeping an eye on Zancudo down there, as you can see. And we're starting our turn. We can maintain this altitude right here for now. This is a good altitude to hold. As we cross over, we'll kind of level off here. Still maintaining clear of that that airspace. And we'll start a left turn now and do the visual approach. This is a good altitude right here to stay at until we get closer. So I like to stay about at this altitude here, which would tell us if we had the actual airplane's instruments. I think it's 200, I want to say, on GTA's instruments. So this altitude right here, and then we'll start our descent once we cross over. We'll be past the Tongva Hills area, and we'll be headed towards the oil fields. And once we have the oil fields in sight, we can put our gear down and pretty much do our full approach to the runway. Okay, got the oil fields in sight down there. We'll put our gear down. And gear down and locked. We can start our turn a little bit here. You probably don't have the runway, but I have it in sight. I'm used to flying this so often. More than not. We're pretty much lined up right on it. Oh, there's an alpha issue. As you can see, the panel coming all the way through there. Over the oil fields, final approach. Look at the red light in the cockpit. That's a pretty neat little thing. Ooh, I was a little off there. That's okay though. We make that little adjustment and we're good to go. Ooh. Pull our power. Let the airplane settle completely. And we're down. Beautiful. Reverse thrust if we had it, which we don't. And we are in Sandy Shores. How about that? Very, very, very nice flying airplane. No issues with contact points or anything, so can't be upset about that. So I say we'll park it here since we checked out the nighttime, and we'll make it a beautiful day for our return trip back to Los Santos. What do you say? Alrighty, it's the next day. Let's go ahead and fire this baby up and get going to Los Santos. We'll go to the second menu, turn the engine on. And she comes to life. And we'll make our nice return trip. And a beautiful day here in Sandy Shores. We'll do a departure. Actually, we're going to do a, instead of the approach we usually do, which is called, I do the, what is it? I forget what the departure I called this, but we're going to do the one where we do a climb out of Sandy Shores. We make a right turn to the north, and we continue all the way around. I think it's called the Alamo one, I called it, on my charts that I made a long time ago. And then fly all the way around south, and we'll shoot a visual approach for the cross runway. That'll be a lot more fun, a lot more scenic too, so. Alrighty, clear to go. Adding power. 80 knots. Cross-checked. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. And we are on our departure out of Alamo. And we're climbing out over the Alamo Sea on the Alamo 1 departure. We'll go ahead and roll off level here. Once we line up kind of on the runway down there at McKenzie Airfield. And we'll continue our climb out. So it's kind of a huge crisscross pattern. So we make the right turn north, we go back east, we'll climb out over Mount Gordo, which is this one over here on the left. We'll shoot south, and then we'll make a right turn to get in sequence for downtown for the cross runway. And basically what I do in these flights is I kind of climb up to where, you know, you'll see like the clouds will be nice and skimmy down below us. So it kind of gives you a feeling that you are actually doing a flight rather than, you know, doing a short hop from point A to point B. Just gives you a little more depth. As you can see, there's the clouds down there now starting to fly in. So that's a pretty good altitude we can come up on. We can just release the throttle and push our nose over. And we'll start our turn to the right. We'll head to down towards Los Santos. Get a nice cruise here, and now we can start our descent. So we'll just push the nose down here and let her gradually come on down. What we do is we fly down here till we get towards the basin down there. So you see where the road kind of splits right there, where the Sonora goes to the left, and then Highway 13 goes all the way down to Los Santos there. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't with a mouse. I don't have a pointer, but once we get over that mountain set there, which is the Palomino Highlands, we'll cut between the two, right where it gets lower, and we'll shoot a left, or we make a right turn, so we'll be on a left base for the cross runway. I know, it seems a little technical what we're doing in Grand Theft Auto, but if you make it fun, you know, you can have a blast flying these things. And this DC-9 is by far my favorite mod so far. I mean, I love the 727 as an airplane, but the level of quality of this DC-9 is absolutely incredible. So we'll continue descending. And you can see right there where it splits is where we're going to make the turn. So we'll start to turn to the right. And what we do is we fly over to not Mirror Park, but the, I forget the name of the other one, the one up in Vinewood Hills. They have a lake in a small park there. And I fly over that. And I think I called that intersection Ritchie. I'm pretty sure I did. But this is fun because it'll be a nice scenic arrival into Los Santos, and we can see downtown. So yeah, we just kind of fly directly over the dam. And I got the idea of this approach from watching the old trailer. Remember the first trailer where they fly over the dam in the Learjet? That's where I got it from. So there's the airport off to our left out there. I can see it way out there in the corner. And all we do is just make a small right turn here, and we want to fly over to Ritchie intersection. So Ritchie is right there where that lake is. You can see it right off our nose, right by the observatory. And this is a good altitude stay at right here. And there's downtown Los Santos. Got the airport in sight and our runway. That's the beach down there on the right side of the airport, but that's the runway to the left of it, just barely. But we have a good visual of it. And we can start our arrival. So we're gonna start our gear down and start turning towards the runway. And we're coming up nice and easy here on the lining up on the runway. And we're gonna fly right over Vespucci, pretty much. Make a small correction to fly to the right. And we're lined up pretty good on the runway. It's a fun arrival, just something different to do than doing the classic, you know, over the Pacific Ocean into runway 12 right. And this is the runway that all the small airplanes use anyway, so it works for us. Right now, I'm just kind of idle power, not at any power, and then once we cross over the chevrons, I'll pull the power and we'll start our flare. So we pull the power now, and start our flare. Don't you worry about it. No, I won't. And we're down. Look at that. Riding it, and then coming down. Beautiful. I need to find out a way in the trainer how to turn off the restricted areas. I have it all turned off, but, you know, they act stupid. I have police ignore player too, so we shouldn't have an issue with that. We can turn off the runway. And we'll taxi back over to our stand. Actually, there's a DC-9 pushing out right now in front of us, and he just nearly went tail striking. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. But I say we'll do a fun hop out of here. We'll do, watching out for ground equipment here, and it looks like that DC-9 is destroyed. Here on the left, looks like they had an accident. Oh well, not my job. That's a total not my job moment. There's that 777 in the background there. And we'll turn a little bit to the right. That'll do right there. Without hitting anything. And we didn't hit anything. We're good. And we get out, which we won't be able to get back in, I don't believe. Well, we could try that, but actually, let's do it right now. Let's try to get back in. No, yeah, you can't. You have to do it with the trainer, like I said. And now we can just do our small little walk around of the airplane. And as you can see, the level of detail is there, and the sheer size of the airplanes is pretty good. Like he's done a great job of making sure that the scale looks correct, as it should, for these smaller airplanes, and even the big ones. The 777 is such a massive airplane. You can see it over there. There's a DC-9 over there too. And that's pretty much gonna do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these types of videos, just be sure to let me know with the like button or comment below. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.